Hi, everybody. How are you today? Um, I'm going to continue with my life story, and this is the third chapter, whatever you want to say. Um, I believe life builds you. You either become a victim or you become a conqueror of your own life. So, what I tell you is simply facts. It's not meant for any kind of sympathy or any kind of thought process. It's just what happened to many children in the 50s, 40s, and 50s, and how we lived, and how in the 60s freedom was so important to us. And we were wild children. I would have to say, maybe flower children, whatever you want to say. But freedom was very important. So, at 17, I finished that part. Oh my goodness. Yeah, who would have thought I'd end up in a whorehouse? A brothel. Sorry. Um, anyway, um, so to reach that point and understand how naive many girls were, um, when from 12 to 16, when I was with my aunt, I was not permitted any kind of friendships. I never had anyone over. I never visited anyone. I was only allowed to watch TV on Sunday nights, Ed Sullivan's show, where I saw the Beatles for the first time. That was kind of funny. Um, so it was a very isolated life. I had two books. I was not allowed to read anything other than the Bible or study for my um, school. And I was expected to have very high grades, which I did because that's what I did was study. So when you, again, isolation, um, most of my life. Isolation from people, isolation from everything, life. I love people, and that created me loving people and wanting to be around people. So Walmart is a perfect fit. I talk to everybody. I love talking to everybody. So at 17, when I was with Richiko, I got my own apartment, as I told you. And I was like 3 blocks on Taylor Street off of Market, and we had a USO right down there, about 4 or 5 blocks away. So I joined the USO, worked during the day, and I would go there, and that was during the Vietnam War. And so we waited on a lot of people, and we served them sandwiches and drinks. We had a library, we had card room and game rooms, and downstairs they had dancing Friday and Saturday nights. So I met a lot of girls. That's where I got most of my girlfriends. Um, and we all moved into an apartment. Maybe 6 months later, there were like 4 or 5 of us in an ocean apartment where we overlooked the ocean. We were on the third floor. We overlooked the ocean and Golden Gate. That was a fun time. But so I I had a lot of fun. We uh, we did a lot of things. Just had pure fun. Just simple fun. We'd go in groups. We did, if we had a date or if we were with somebody. Really, never dated. We had group dates. Oh, I'd be with this guy or that guy or whatever, and we'd go to Fisherman's Wharf, or we'd go to wherever, walk Market Street. We go out to have something to eat after the USO, and that was a very fun time. And then I left Macy's and I got a job. My girlfriend got me a job with Pacific Bell as a legal typist. I typed legal paperwork, very boring. She did it her whole life, and she worked for the state of Delaware. She knew Joe Biden, and I was introduced to him one time. It was a distant introduction. Mr. Biden, this is my girlfriend Lindy, blah blah blah, whatever. And this is a long time ago. This was in the 70s, I think. 70s. Yeah, I think it was the 70s. I only saw him not from a distance. He was right there. I was introduced to him, but that was it. Yeah, hello, and that was it. So I really couldn't tell you anything about him. And she worked for the state of Delaware for 30 or 40 years. So that was when she moved back. So one day I was walking down the street, and I had met a lot of friends, um, and I wrote to a lot of men. You know, they didn't have anybody back here, no girlfriends, whatever. So if somebody says, "You be my girlfriend," I said, "Sure." So I wrote to, I don't know how many men, 10, 15. They all thought I was their girlfriend, but I wasn't. Um, so I lost a couple of friends. I got letters from their buddies that they had passed. And I was walking down the street one day, and here was an army recruitment center. And for some reason, out of the blue, I said, "I'm going to join the army. I'm going to help my country out. I need discipline. I'm a little, you know, undisciplined." I joined on my lunch hour, and I left 2 weeks later to go to boot camp. My friends all flipped out. Everybody was very upset. So the next stage of my life was the army, which was pretty interesting. So I'll talk about that the next time. But that's the 1 year period there, 17, 18, that I had a lot of fun in San Francisco. We went everywhere, all the sites, as groups. We walked. Nobody had a car. It was just fun. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.